6:48 on your Tuesday morning. It's time now for the Morning Rush. Two beloved business owners died last week after a semi drove off I-40 and into a building in Moriarty. Brad and Chad Gunter, the owners of Ribs Barbecue in Cedar Crest, were both inside that building at the time of the crash. Now the community is coming together to raise money for the family and the employees of the restaurant.
Well, CYFD is now facing another lawsuit, with attorneys saying this morning that the department failed to prevent an infant's death. Now, back in 2021, Kyria Milton had been hospitalized and taken to a behavioral health center, but she was quickly released and sent back home to where her kids were. Now, 3 days after that, Milton killed her 1-month-old son, Waylon. She is scheduled to be sentenced next month.
We're getting a look at the traffic stop that put an accused killer behind bars. On September 13th, the New Mexico State Police officer pulled over a female driver and her boyfriend, 21-year-old Nathan Garley. Police found drugs in the car and later learned that Garley is one of the 3 men accused of killing 11-year-old Froylin Villegas in September. Erica.
And here's a look at our school day forecast. 38 this morning, off to a chilly start, so bundle up. And by this afternoon, it's going to be a mild day with some high clouds in the sky.
A Roswell man is using his experience to push schools to implement more safety measures. Nathaniel Tavares was left partially blind. This came after a shooting at a Roswell school in 2014. Yesterday, he offered suggestions at New Mexico's first ever Safe School Summit, hosting a panel with New Mexico students and asking them for ideas on how to make campuses safer.
A new study is revealing what may be causing the high rate of crashes on I-40 between New Mexico and Arizona. The NMDOT report suggests rehabilitating nearly 38 miles of pavement with multiple bridges in need of repair and more than 100 road curve deficiencies. The recommendations have been met with criticism from lawmakers who say the repairs are premature.
UNM graduate workers, they are planning a walkout, hoping to negotiate better pay. According to a release, roughly 40% of graduate students teach undergraduate classes, and they have to pick up second or third jobs to support themselves. The United Graduate Workers are planning a walkout at noon today on main campus to help gather support. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It is low. There is some patchy fog out there in eastern New Mexico, so be prepared for sudden changes in visibility.
To make sure the Taos Plaza doesn't fall into disrepair, officials are trying to figure out who owns it. Officials came across a document signed by President Roosevelt in 1935 granting ownership to the county. But no one knows if ownership was ever transferred back to the town. The town and county both alluded to the possibility of a joint ownership going forward.
2 Santa Fe museums are soon going to be featured in an award-winning PBS series. The New Mexico Museum of Art and the Museum of International Folk Art, they are highlighted in the show Craft in America. That's in the episode Miniatures. The MOIFA will host a national premiere screening on December the 9th.
The Biden administration is urging Israel to avoid hurting civilians during its assault on Gaza. The White House is trying to discourage its ally from staging firefights near hospitals. Israel claims Hamas militants are hiding in tunnels in and around hospitals and other locations inhabited by civilians. Erica.
Look at traffic. The maps are clear, no accidents or slowdowns to report. Here's a live look over the Big I area, and it seems very busy, but everything is moving up to speed.
Well, we all know that Thanksgiving leftovers are often the gift that keeps on giving, but how long is it safe to refrigerate them once the holiday's over? Federal food safety and nutrition experts say that perishable meats and poultry need to be refrigerated within 2 hours of being cooked. They also say don't trust just by sight and smell for freshness, and they also say to stick to the 4-day rule.
Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, 2 Santa Fe museums are going to be featured in an award-winning PBS series. The New Mexico Museum of Art and the Museum of International Folk Art are highlighted in the show Craft in America in the episode Miniatures. MOIFA will host national premiere screening on December 9th.
At number 4, a new study is revealing what may be causing crashes along a dangerous stretch of highway. NMDOT says that stretch of I-40 from Albuquerque to the Arizona state line is deteriorating. The new report suggests that nearly 38 miles of pavement needs rehab, as with multiple bridges in need of repair and more than 100 road curve deficiencies. Now, all leading to an increase in crashes. Experts suggest an enhanced 2-lane road in both directions, widening the shoulder to help for emergencies, and even adding a 3rd lane only where needed. Now, lawmakers say that they want all of the roads to be 3 lanes and that repairs are premature.
And number 3, it is going to be a warmer day out there. Temperatures are starting off chilly, but will be nice this afternoon. Upper 50s in the upper Rio Grande Valley and low to mid 60s for most of the state.
At number 2, 2 beloved business owners were killed last week after a semi drove off of I-40 and into a building in Moriarty. Brad and Chad Gunter, the owners of Ribs Barbecue in Cedar Crest, were both inside of that building in Moriarty at the time of the crash. Now the community is coming together to raise money for the family and the employees of the restaurants, many of them placing donation jars in their establishments and creating a Give, Send, Go page so people can also donate online. We have that information on our website.
At number 1, CYFD is at the center of another lawsuit this morning, claiming the agency failed to prevent an infant's death. Back in 2021, Kyria Milton called police saying her infant son Waylon was dead in their Los Lunas home. A week before the child's death, Milton reported to police that she was having thoughts of hurting her children. In the days and weeks leading up to the child's death, Milton was hospitalized and taken to a behavioral health center, but she was quickly released and sent back to her kids. 3 days after that, Milton killed 1-month-old Waylon. In August, Milton pleaded guilty to child abuse resulting in death and faces up to life in prison.